Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of the Weekly Outlook, where if it's your first time here, this is what we do. We look at the dollar pairs, we look at the dollar first, the yen basket, and then we just go through every pair. Everything's going to be time-stamped down below, so if you want to just go to your favorite pair, please do so. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the outlook. So we're going to look for the dollar first. What am I looking for on the dollar? I'm looking for more continuation longs. I'm looking for the dollar to stay strong. I would love to see us interact with the monthly and the 3-monthly open, because these are obviously very strong areas of support, and we do have a gap here we haven't filled as well. Now with the dollar, usually it's not a must that we fill the gap, so I will tell you that much. There are many times where you can just go back and say we don't fill the gap. However, I'd really like to see a gap fill here, also interact with the 3-monthly open, and then look for confirmation in the form of a fractal break upwards in maybe the 1 hour time frame or something like that. Yeah, because as for now, we are kind of just selling off. But I am looking for dollar longs this week. Like if yeah, that would be my conclusion on the dollar index this week. I'm looking for longs 100%. And so let's pair that with an idea on the dollar currencies. As usual, we always start with EURUSD. It looks good for shorts. We kind of interact with the 3-monthly open. Supply zone right here. I think we can mark this out real quick. We have a, oh my gosh, we have a 4-hour supply right here, and we interacted with it. If I can extend this, actually, yeah. So we interacted with it, liquidated it, and then we just started selling off. So it looks good for some shorts, but like whenever I'm trading EURUSD, I really want the dollar index to align. And I think with the dollar index, as I just previously talked about, I am looking, it could shoot up from here, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying what I'm looking for, but the dollar index could shoot up from here. We have made a sizable retractment. We are in this demand zone that pushed price up, so it does make sense to look for more longs. If we don't interact with this, I'll be looking to see if we break this structural high. If we break this fractal high, then yeah, longs are back on the table, because then we break the high, right? And then now we start looking for longs from here, and then we just continue to set new highs, because the dollar is starting to look bullish fundamentally and technically. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for on EURUSD. Pound USD, kind of the same thing. It's in an even better position if you ask me. Again, I marked down this 1.312 because I feel like that's our next liquidity point. If you look at this from the daily, yeah, I think y'all can see why I'm targeting this liquidity point. It's kind of a range, really. Yeah, and I'd expect us to come and at least take out these lows, if not just push lower. So this is my target for the week. This was basically the pullback week. Last week was the pullback week, and yeah, we're kind of in 4-hour and daily supply. I don't need to mark it out. You can see this buy zone before the sell up, where right here it looks like we liquidated, well, nothing. And yeah, maybe if we break this low again, this is why I never set limits, because I'd have been interested in some shorts here if we broke this low. I'd have been very interested in some shorts, but this is why I wait for closure, because this is obviously a liquidation event, and it looks like the price is going to continue a little bit higher until the dollar index is ready. And when you're trading dollar pairs, you want the you want the dollar index to be ready before you try and frame ideas based on the currency by itself. Take it from me, guys. Yeah, NZD, USD. What do we have here? So NZD, a bit slow. I don't think there are better dollar pairs to trade this week, because this is really slow, man. Like, we opened at 574. Yeah, I mean, shorts, obviously. I don't need to explain what I'm looking for. I think shorts are obviously the goal, but I'd like to see some more bullish price action on the New Zealand dollar before I can start looking for shorts. This would have been a nice place to short from, honestly. But I missed it, and yeah, I think this is kind of choppy for me. So next week, I am not really looking at that pair. USD CAD, I'm looking for longs. I already know. Preferably, I'd like to see us interact with this demand zone right here. Yep. This is the 4-hour. Yeah, we're kind of in the demand zone already. I like to see how we're reacting. I'd like a deeper retracement, probably into the weekly open, and then once we start seeing, you know, change of character on the lower time frame. I think I do this all the time, but you all probably know this by now. If this is your first time here, you know, we want to see probably a deeper retracement and start seeing stuff like this. And then once we break out, we look for an entry somewhere here, and look if we can get a favorable risk to reward. But for now, I think it has made its move, so all we can do is really wait. But yeah, longs on the table. I think it's pretty obvious we're very bullish, so don't short. Don't try to call the top. That's the last of the dollar pairs. Let's look at the Aussie pairs. Aussie USD. Not really looking to trade this either because I'm really unsure. The Aussie was really strong just a couple of weeks ago, and it's just had a lot of bad employment data. Employment change has just been bad, so the Aussie is really dumping. And the US dollar is kind of strong, so it makes sense to look for shorts, but nah, because the structure is bullish, right? Look at that. So the structure, the macro structure is bullish, so it makes sense to continue to look for longs. However, yeah, I'm not sure yet. Maybe if we can break some highs. Yeah, honestly, I'm not really feeling this. I think the better pairs to trade this week, because the Aussie dollar is just it's giving us mixed signals. And why trade a pair with mixed signals when you can just not trade it, right? That's why we look at all the pairs. Aussie NZD, it is very bullish, like the macro structure, but it looks like we're setting up for, you know, some bearish structure, because as long as we're in the risk of environment, the Aussies hurt more than the New Zealand dollar. So as you can see here, we've just kind of been, yeah, I think we're kind of setting lows, really, actually. Is here breaking, so it looks good for sells. We have closed below here, so we liquidated, and now we're just closing below here, which was my area of interest. So probably some shorts, at least an intraday setup, looking for some shorts. Let's see how market open goes, because if market opens and we get somewhere like here, then it looks good for shorts. Obviously lower time frame confirmation, guys. And just because, yeah, we're setting new lows. Look, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's usually a good sign that we're flipped bearish. I don't think for a long time, because New Zealand have cut interest rates. So again, not the best bet to trade, but shorts do look favorable if we're just looking at the structure. Same thing with this. Took a loss in this last week after taking a win. Similar setup, as you can see. I was kind of going for the same thing, but the employment data was just so terrible. So yeah, man, we have set some equal lows here, and yeah, you'd say structure, it's similar to Aussie NZD. It's kind of flipped bearish, so I'll be looking for longs. Longs would be nice in most cases, but yeah, they're clearly in bearish order flow, so I'll be looking for shorts, maybe from the 3 monthly open. But as for now, no, I'm not going to be interacting with that pair at all. Let's go to the yen pairs. Now, yen pairs, for a change, are actually interesting. I know these past few weeks I've been like, yen is not interesting. I haven't been looking to trade this. However, the yen pairs are very interesting. So obviously, just touch the yearly open and see how yearly level is really strong. Monthly and 3 monthly strong. Yearly level is even stronger. So as you can see, we just interacted with that. But the yen has been getting some strength recently. I know it's still very bearish, but obviously the whole tariff stuff, the yen loves that. Once people start talking about tariffs, Trump, then you start to see the yen really appreciate in value, and this demand zone is in control. So yeah, I think longs look good. I think unless we break this demand zone, then longs do look good. I expect price to come in here and just continue to shoot up at least until here. So yeah, I'm looking for yen longs. And the pairs I'm looking for the most, I think this is my #1 pair that I'm looking to short based on the yen basket. As you can see, yeah, this is beautiful market structure right here, and this is a wonderful zone that I'll be looking to get shorts from. 100%. This is this is a great setup for the week. We're already in there. I'd like to see us interact with this, maybe start making some lower lows. Definitely gonna be interacting with this. I think this is a good setup. Just target a new low, really, because it's looking good for the shorts, something like this, all the way down here, guys. That's kind of what I'm looking for on. If I'm gonna look at the yen pairs, that's the yen pair I'm most interested in, the Aussie and the New Zealand. New Zealand, obviously, I just broke it down. We took a W on this. I think I broke it down. Very similar to Aussie yen, because the Aussie and the New Zealand dollar are the most risk-on heavy pairs, so they get hit the most whenever they strive talk or any of that. And the yen and the Swiss franc are the strongest risk-off pairs, so they usually fly high during times like this, including gold. So I think some shorts here do make sense. I don't know what I was drawing here. Oh, okay, this is the weekly outlook. This is not the trade I took at all. It was more of something like this. 3.3, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on these pairs. GJ, probably not. Just because the Aussie and New Zealand dollar just make the most sense. We're not going to trade. Yeah, but it also looks good for shorts. As you can see, auto flow is shifted bearish. So it's still looking good for shorts. But I think the Aussie and the New Zealand dollar just make the most sense. So I'm going to stick with those. Stick with those. Just, bro, you don't have to trade every single yen pair. Pick one or two that makes sense for the weekend. Just go with it. Right. Next, we're going to go to CHF pairs, the other strong currency right now. Just very bearish. Maybe if we interact with the 3-monthly open, some shorts definitely look on the table. But as for now, it's already made its move. I'd say wait for a retractment. Euro CHF, kind of the same thing. It's already made its move. Really slow pair. Nothing really interesting, I'd say. Odd. Aussie Swiss. Bro. It's 12 a.m., man. Forgive my tiredness. But Aussie Swiss is, kind of the same thing. It looks like the yen basket, really, right? So I just prefer Aussie yen because it just moves better than Aussie Swiss franc. Like, I don't even know how to explain this to you, but it does move 100% better. Same thing with New Zealand Swiss. It's kind of already made its move. For this week, I'd rather trade Aussie yen and New Zealand dollar yen rather than Aussie Swiss or New Zealand dollar Swiss, because the yen is just that bit stronger right now because it's oversold. I know the Swiss franc is strong as well, but the yen is just stronger. So those will be the setups I am looking forward to for this week and this week alone, because in general, the yen basket is still kind of bearish, right? Next, we're going to go to Euro, Aussie. The Euro odd took some liquidity. Did it? It just did. But it's at an equal high. It looks like it's at an equal high. It's really close. My goodness. Let's see. I think it just did. Yeah, it took liquidity. So probably some shorts, but then again, not really. This demand zone is in control here, so this could then push price up, but it has taken major liquidity, so we could see a deeper retraction. But yeah, some longs are interesting. Like, you could make a good case for longs and shorts here, so best to stay out. Whenever you can make a good case for longs and shorts, just stay out, bro. Don't fight yourself. Euro NZD, much better in my opinion. This is obviously a very bullish pair. You have wonderful, beautiful demand zone right here, right above the monthly open. We're inside of it already, so I like to see how price reacts in this zone, and then look at the lower time frame and just look for more continuation longs. Honestly, it looks good. It looks good. I'd hope we could just at least come here and take out some of these lows. That would be beautiful, and then wait for a V-shaped reversal. That would be just a beautiful trade. And yeah, Euro NZD is definitely going to be 100% on my radar this week. Euro CAD is bullish, from what I remember. Yeah, kind of the same thing, man. I didn't even hang on to this trade. Let me not even lie to you. I did not hang on to it. I should have though, because wow, price just did exactly what I expected it to do, man. Damn, I should have held that. Anyway, that's trading for you. Looks good for some shorts. Yeah, it's still very bullish though. I think forget what I said about looking good for shorts. It looks really good for longs, but maybe wait for more of a retractment. The monthly and 3 monthly open is here, so yeah, realistically you could just wait to see how price interacts with this level over here. There's no real liquidity with any serious bumps in the road, so it could be risky to look for a long immediately, but it is possible. I think maybe take out this low, which you already have. Maybe this low, this will be my final low before I start looking at the weekly level, and then just look for more longs, man. It's very bullish. Like if you look at it just in general, it's extremely bullish. Look at that. So yeah, some longs on this. I'll definitely be monitoring EURUSD. I almost forgot about this pair. Let's go to the flip side, the other euro pair, which is the pound, the strongest currency in the world right now. It's kind of squeezing its way to the top. We took a W on this last week. It was nice. I don't think it was this one. Was it? Okay, it was. No, it wasn't. Yeah, but we took a W on this, but it's kind of squeezing its way to the top, so we could see some liquidation event before maybe looking for more longs. GBPUSD is on its way up actually. So if you look at this from a daily point of view, you do have kind of a range here, but it does look kind of bearish to me. And it's a really slow pair in general. I know it looks not that slow now, but I've created this pair, and the longest trade I've ever held is for a month. It did hit TP, but yeah, man, it's not pretty. So I don't think I'll be trading this week, if I'm being honest with you guys. Demand zone is in control. You have to trade it, but I think there are better options elsewhere. Did we look at GBPUSD? We did. So it's GBPCAD. Yep, GBPCAD. Will be faithful to. Okay, GBPCAD. Too slow for me. It's obviously bullish. Add some longs from the monthly and 3 monthly open look good. So some longs anywhere around here look good. Price can interact and then shoot up, but it has made its move. It took out some liquidity, obviously. Look at that. So yeah, I wouldn't be rushing into anything just yet on this. I think they're just better pairs to trade this week. And lastly, the last currency pair we're going to look at is Euro Pound. Euro Pound. Wow, this is very messy. What was my plan here? Continuation shorts here. We've just kind of been in a range now. Look at that. Some sort of bullish, if you can call this bullish. Maybe some longs, really. I think in general it is kind of bullish. So some longs do make sense. Some trendline liquidity, a bit risky, but it's holding. The lows are holding. So. And we did liquidate this low, so that's kind of a good thing. So yeah, some longs look good, definitely. Monthly and 3 monthly acting as very strong rejection. Look at that, really strong rejection. So yeah, I've been monitoring this for some longs. I'm gonna write that down before I forget that. So lastly, gold. So gold, we have a nice liquidation. Yeah, gold, just look at it from the lower time frame. I think everyone knows how gold looks from the higher time frame, so let's not even waste time. We took some liquidity here, which is great, and we kind of broke structure here, which is great. So gold's looking really good for some longs, honestly. I think, yeah, we're gonna break this high, and I'd say look for a long. I think we break this high, probably wait for a retest here, or just enter aggressively. Have your stop loss there, and just target a new here. You can probably get a, yeah, you could risk 1% and get 2.77% back. I think this is a good setup to take on market open Asia session, because gold does move in Asia session. So yeah, this is not a bad trade. If you really want to trade gold and you can hold gold that far from 4251 to 4206, probably have to hold that on 0.01 or something, but it does look good. I think it does look good, but I'd look for something more integrate, obviously, because most people are not trying to hold gold from it's like 40 pips, right? So 0.01, that's already a 40 something dollar loss, but it looks good. It looks really good, guys. It looks really good for some longs, 100%. I'm not gonna waste too much time on that. Bitcoin's dumping, man. Bitcoin is just absolutely dumping. I was looking for some Bitcoin longs this week. We came back into my area of interest. We shot up a bit. I actually missed this because this just started shooting up on Sunday, as you can see. And then it came back here and I was just like, I was a little skeptical because I'm like, it didn't have the same just shift like it usually has. And then, Bitcoin's just kind of been dumping. And the news on Bitcoin is not really good. So it is very tempting to buy this dip, but I'm not going to do it. So, I'm going to see what Bitcoin's going to do with us moving forward. And yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the weekly outlook. I wish you guys a very, very successful trading week, just like last week.